What's the stuff? And we're going to get into what the stuff is, or try to, in a little bit. Before we get into it, if you've been here before or if you haven't and you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It will help me out a ton. If you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to like it as well. I most definitely appreciate it. And I will say, this cast is entertaining. Like, I didn't think they was going to give me what they giving me, but, you know, I'm enjoying it. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We pick up where we left off. And y'all, I'm going to try to get through this quickly because I just recorded this video and it deleted on me. That is why I need y'all to subscribe, because I was ready to say forget it and go to sleep. But we pick up where we left off with Dr. Stacy telling Chance that Dunbar is controlling and he acting like her daddy, and he is. In their confessional, though, they don't want to hear none of that. Like, Dunbar, like, no, she missed the whole point. It went over her head. And then he proceeds to explain why he's acting like her father. Chance said, look, he do give daddy vibes. That's how he act, but I like it, though. So then what y'all here for? Why are y'all here? Besides the fact that y'all just want to be on TV, and that's obvious, this could have been for another couple who needed the help, because clearly y'all don't think y'all need it. So Joya talks about her date, and she mentions that her and Jaysha don't have any boundaries. I put a little fruit in my wine this time. If you've been here before, you know I like to drink my wine. She said they don't have any boundaries, and she was wiping her date's mouth, and she was like telling Jaysha about it, and was like, oh, well, you know, if we did have boundaries, is it something you would be uncomfortable with? And I'm just like, girl, like, it seems like she just wants him to be jealous so bad. Like, she really just wants him to get jealous, and he's just not giving her what she wants. So Ricky and his plats, he gave Catherine's date props for bringing red roses, not just any old roses, red roses, honey. And he giving him all the credit. And they was like, look, she was like, I even put them on the side of the bed, but he was like, they on his side, so he can remind him, like, it's some pressure, like, it's other guys that want her, like, you need to step your game up. If you seeing her every day ain't enough, honey, then, I mean, what's some red roses gonna do? So Ricky said Catherine moved into his home, and, you know, he pretty much pays for everything. Like, he pays for all the big stuff. He carries the load, and that is why, you know, he's lacking on the romantic gestures. Like, sometimes he forgets about romance. And if you've seen any of my other content, you might know a little of my stories. I shared just a little bit. But you know that my ex-fiance was not at all romantic towards the end of the relationship, and he wasn't even paying all the bills. It can turn into a roommate situation real fast. Like, you have to keep romance in the relationship. But, you know, that's why they give me friendship vibes. So all three ladies decided not to have second dates with their current prospects. Now it's the men's turn to go out on their dates. Jaysha is up first, and Joya claims she like, well, I heard what Dr. Stacy was saying, so no boundaries, even though it like pains her inside to say it. And his date, Celine, she arrives, and she's like, she's not all uptight. She don't be talking about kids and marriage all the time. Like, that's not her thing. And that's exactly what he wants. Jaysha is attracted to the date, and Joya nervous because she's a pretty lady. So Ricky is nervous for his date because he hasn't taken his girlfriend out so long. He rusty. He don't even remember how to date. So they sitting there talking to his family members, and Catherine shares that they got a house full. They living with everybody in them. His mama and them, daddy and them, everybody. So we find out that they live with Ricky's parents. Yes, his mother and his father, his sister, her two kids, and his brother always over there. Plus, Ricky got a child. And it sounded later on like he had some stepchildren he'd be raising too. So, I said, hold the hell up, Ricky. You sat up there and told us that you paying all the bills. What bills are you paying when you live with your parents? And don't try to pass off that my parents live with me nonsense. You and your siblings live with your parents. So what bills are you paying that you can't even take this woman out on a date? It seemed like you got enough. You should have some money saved somewhere to take her out to get some chilies or something. Catherine, don't walk, honey. Run up out of there with him and his braids. But I think they just friends that want to be on the show. Like they just homies. They kicking it, homeboy, homegirl, and they just wanted to be on the show. It wouldn't be the first time this happened. It would not be the first. So Ricky's date Sheila arrives. She's a laid back nurse. Ricky's attracted to her and her red locks. And Catherine's a little upset because she's like, now why Sheila all dressed up? But when I went on my date the other day, I had to wear my sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on, going to get smoothies. I would feel away too. So Jaysha is enjoying his date. She's 30, he's 40. She has no kids, never been married, likes to travel. I wonder if Jaysha has kids because we didn't hear him confirm or deny. They connect on like zodiac signs or horoscopes. And she said she speaks a little Espanol. Just a little bit, not a whole lot of it, just a little bit. She was given a little something. It was giving me that she took Spanish 1 in high school. That's what it was given. So Jaysha said Joya wants to rush into marriage and kids. It's been 2 years and he's just not ready. If he ain't ready at 40, baby, he might never be ready. Like Joya needs to understand that he might not never be ready. She want to do this before she turns 40. It probably ain't gonna happen with him. I don't know, cause at the end of putting a ring on it, everybody get engaged. Everybody just get engaged. But I don't know. He don't seem ready. And what I'm really wondering is how is his relationship with Joya's child? She shared last week that did she say she has an 11-year-old son? I know she has an 11-year-old child. So how is his relationship with her child? That's what you need to be looking at before you bring another child who ain't asked to be here into the world. So, Jaysha said that he's a Cancer. He like to take his time and take things slow. Let's get into zodiacs real quick. I ain't knee deep into it, but I don't know the sun and the earth and all that stuff and what time of day. I don't know all that, but I'm a Cancer, okay? Now I'm a woman, he's a man, so it's a little different. And then plus I was born in June, he might have been born in July. It's a little difference, but that taking it slow, like that's not even like a Cancer trait. Like our traits are wanting marriage, family, like home life, like that's the traits. And I have all those traits. I've always wanted to have a family. I tried and failed, but I did try. And I still do desire to have a family, marriage, and all of those things. So I don't know. Plus I feel like 2 years is enough time. Like, especially the older you get. Yeah, I ain't waiting. I'm not, ain't no, what's your 5-year plan? 5 years? It don't take that long, honey. It don't take that long. What are we doing? Like 2 years is enough time to know if you want to marry this lady, and it sounds like you don't. And she says she a Gemini, so supposedly Geminis and Cancer is not compatible. We know we can't always go off of that, but that's what they say. So I don't know, but I mean, he like what he hearing. I don't know if she's gonna get a second date, but she seemed like if he was single, she would be his type for sure. So Chance is nervous about Dunbar's date. I think you fine, sis. I don't think you got nothing to worry about. She said, she was like, look, it's cool when I do it. It's a problem when you do it. Or however that song go. So Dunbar's date, Crystal, arrives. I don't know. I don't really think I see this going anywhere. Like, she was just giving me, I'm trying to be an actress, honey. That's what it was giving me. But more importantly, what's going on with the editing? 1 minute the sun, it was kind of light, like the sun was starting to set, and like 2 seconds later it was pitch black. Like, how long did it take to film this scene? But anyway, Dunbar likes the fact that Crystal is covered from head to toe when her Sunday's best. She just showing a little shoulder, little arm. That's it. So on the date, Crystal is pouring it on hella thick, thickety thick. Talking about, oh, I thought you was Taye Diggs. And he like, oh, thank you, She could have left it there. Like, girl, you need to quit. But nah, she kept going. Talking about, I didn't even realize you wasn't Taye Diggs until she said your name. So then he mentioned his bald head because, yeah, Taye Diggs Taye Diggs ain't bald on All-American. He ain't bald yet. So she said she's from South Carolina, but she can't cook. Oh, no. A Southern girl that can't cook? Oh, he don't want that. But she tugged at his heartstrings by telling him she wants to be submissive. And he was like, well, what does submission look like to you? And she was like, let the man lead. That's the most generic. Like, everybody know that. Like, that's the most basic. But, I mean, it won him over, I guess. I think most women would be submissive for the right man. So Ricky on his date said that, he does his date mind dating somebody that has children, because she said she's 35, he's 34, she don't got no kids, he got a kid. She was like, I don't mind the kids, it's the baby mama drama for me. I don't like that. So Ricky shares that his girlfriend has a problem with his lack of boundaries between he and his ex-wife. He gave an example. He said his ex was working in the nightlife and the entertainment industry. She was doing something overnight, late at night. So she needed him to watch the kids. So he would go to her house. It was innocent. He was sleeping on the couch to watch the kids. And his date said, now hold on. I said, I know that's right. But Sheila, you lost me. Because then she turned right around and was like, well, I mean, you got to trust your partner. You got to know them. You got to know if you trust them and you know that they ain't going to do nothing, then there shouldn't be no issue. Shouldn't be no problem. As long as y'all ain't doing nothing. Well, if you trust them, then you wouldn't have to say as long as y'all ain't doing nothing. Number one. And she's like, as long as I know everything that's going on, and it's innocent and the mom is respectful to me, then that's not a problem. Girl, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What is you talking about? Okay? No. No. And I have children myself. The man, he's not homeless. So why can't he take them to his mama and them's house? Everybody else over there. Let the kids have a room and you sleep on the couch at your mama's house. No. You ain't no reason that the kids you got to sleep at her house to watch them kids. They can come where you at, okay? Or she just gonna have to get a day job. But no, I don't understand. I don't like that. It's easier said than done, Sheila, until you in it. And when you in it, you might be saying something a little different. So Dunbar and Chance have a one-on-one meeting with Dr. Stacy planned. She's coming over to their house to discuss their issues or lack thereof. I wouldn't be surprised if these two was already married, low-key. While they're waiting for her to arrive, they're chit-chatting. Chance shares that when Dunbar's upset with her, he turns on her and, get real mean and stuff. And that's a red flag. Flag on the play. Honey, pay attention to the signs. It's not going to get better. It usually gets worse. So Dr. Stacy's there. She's confused as to, why y'all on the show. I mean, besides the fact that you want to be on TV. But you're here now, so, what's the issue? Come up with something. What is your problem? And she's like, what do y'all need help with? So Dunbar complained that she always goes to her father for advice first instead of him. I was guilty of that. If you've watched any of my other content, you know that, with previous relationships, they weren't the best. So I did always rely on my dad, even in relationships, serious relationships, everything. Was having children with the man in a marriage, all that, engaged. No matter how serious relationship was, I would call my dad. I still do call my dad pretty much first for everything, even just, to confide in. Now, I would take everything he said as gold when I was younger. He couldn't do no wrong in my eyes. He was straight up my superhero. I was a bona fide daddy's girl. Now I understand that he's human. Everything, he's not perfect. Sometimes he gives bad advice. I'll take it, I leave it, whatever. But I will call him first. Why? Because I've never been with a man that made me feel completely 100% safe. And I couldn't trust that he would be there for me. But I know my dad is going to be there. And I know my dad is trustworthy and will have my back. I know if I call him, no matter what time of day, no matter what it is, he's going to be there. So that might be the issue that she's having. He's not her husband. So maybe she don't fully trust him yet. They only been dating for a year. But, he acts like her father, so it seems like she's looking for traits of her father in him. She, is looking for him to be like her father figure. So it takes time, especially if she's an independent woman. It's going to take time for her to get there. But if you're trying to force it and rush it, then she's going to resist it. But according to Chan, she said that's a bald head lie. She said that ain't the truth. You just grasping at straws, grabbing stuff out the hat, making it up. That's not the case. There ain't never been no issue. What are you talking about? I don't remember last time I even called my dad. What are you saying? But I'm she was raised by a single dad. She's going to call her dad. So then Dr. Stacy was like, well, since you saying it's true, can you give an example? He said, I don't got no examples to give. I just don't know how to deal with a strong, independent woman. So we going to gloss over the fact that he just told that lie? Okay. But I'm so then why are you with it? He probably got with a younger woman, thinking that he could, control her and mold her. and it ain't working. And he like, well, now she's independent. She's telling me I got it. Don't worry about it. And he needs somebody that needs him. Otherwise, he feel like he ain't getting the attention that he need. Dr. Stacy asks Chance to step away for a moment so she can talk to Dunbar alone. And she's like, what's going on? You need to let go of this fear. Like, let it go. It's hindering you. And Dunbar said, I've never told anyone this in my entire life. And then he proceeds to force out some tears. And that is where the episode ends. So we're going to find out what he was crying about next week. I think they might go early, y'all. That's what I'm thinking. But y'all let me know what y'all are thinking about this episode and this season so far down in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out my other content. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.